Alright, here's the little light spinner that I made. This one here is probably 2 years old, and it's got a couple of hundred hours on it so far. So maybe this will help clarify. I've had a few questions on the build. So my goal was to make this some stuff that I just had lying around. That's why I had this really jury-rigged container here for the 9-volt battery. I pulled this off of, I don't know what the heck it was, something else that was all messed up. You can see I actually epoxied the lid so it would, the top, so it would stay together. So that's the 9-volt. You don't get much more jury-rigged than this. If I were to do this again, actually a brand new one, I'd use a regular battery holder for it. And the reason the 9-volt was spray painted black was I have other spinners that I made, and the battery's on the outside, it's not covered, and I didn't want any reflection or glare showing up in the video, or the pictures, I mean. Okay, that's the 12-volt battery, and the switch that powers it. If I turn that on, to the blue LEDs light up. And you can see the tape, how it's put between each individual LED section. And I also used a lot of liquid electrical tape. It kind of bonds things together. None of this duct tape is peeled up, and it's been on here for, like I say, for 2 years, so it's doing pretty good. This is the other battery pack. This has 2 AA's in it, 3 volts, and then that 9-volt there, and that gives me 12 on this one. So I do have some where I've put them together and I've had 18 volts. Let me turn that off. And then I wired up the power supply to the little LED controller. These things are like $4. And you can see I just kind of loop this around and taped everything together again with duct tape. The actual LED strips are just held on with the spool, I should say, that is held on with the glue that was in the back. See, one spot here is coming up a little bit now. After 2 years being together, though, that's not too bad. So this thing you do a lot with. I found out that, or I found that this little 12-inch handle was my favorite, so I actually glued it on. What's really cool is you could put a 1/2-inch wooden dowel in the opening here and use it as a really cool spinning tool. Actually, I'll go grab one. Okay, 1/2-inch wooden dowel, ends sanded down a bit so they're smooth. I sanded the whole thing down so there's no splinters on it. I'll do this one-handed so I can keep recording here. And you just stick it in the end here. And what you do is you hold on to the wooden dowel with one hand and you just grab it with the other and you can spin it. And that allows you to do all kinds of cool spirograph effects and really take advantage of this. You can also stick a piece of wooden dowel in the end like this, and it extends your radius of your circle. With this design, you are actually rolling, you can see on the LEDs when you're on stuff, but these things are pretty durable, and like I said, I've really beat the heck out of this thing. I've used it, I don't know, a couple hundred times at least, and it's still going strong. For one of my cheapest and quickest builds, I'm really amazed at how well it's held up.